Okay, suprabhatam. Suprabhatam means good morning. And the response is usually also suprabhatam. So suprabhatam.
Suprabhatam.
All right. So what we're gonna do is I have a lot of fun stuff planned for us today. So we'll just get right into it. Mama nama Varunaha. Bhavataḥ nama kim?
Mama nama Daniel.
Excellent. Bhavataḥ nama Daniel. Bhavataḥ nama kim?
Mama nama David.
Excellent. Bhavataḥ nama kim?
Mama nama Niraj.
Excellent. Bhavataḥ nama kim?
Mama nama
Okay, Jainal, thank you. Bhavataḥ nama Jainal. Bhavataḥ nama kim?
Mama nama Amit.
Bhavataḥ nama Amit. Bhavataḥ nama kim?
Mama nama Bhavatyāḥ.
Excellent. Okay. Mama nama Parvati. Bhavatyāḥ nama kim?
Mama nama Patty.
Excellent. Bhavatyāḥ nama kim?
Mama nama Shivani.
Bhavatyāḥ nama kim?
Mama nama Tatna.
Bhavatyāḥ nama kim?
Mama nama Sanskrit.
Okay. Bhavataḥ nama kim?
Mama nama Angela.
Uttamam.
Mama nama Nikhil.
Bhavataḥ?
Mama nama Tim.
Bhavataḥ? Excellent. Bhavatyāḥ nama kim?
Mama nama Suzanne.
Bhavatyāḥ nama? Delphi. Okay. Alright. Bhavatyāḥ nama kim? Excellent. Okay. Mama nama Varunaha. Alright. Mama nama Varunaha. Now remember, you have to listen for that ending thing, okay? If it's aha, then for our purposes, for right now, it's going to be masculine. If it is a or e, feminine. If it is neuter. Okay? Mama nama Varunaha. Mama nama kim? Yes, what you will say then is bhavataḥ nama Varunaha. Just as I've been saying, bhavataḥ nama Daniel, bhavataḥ nama Dave. Okay. Mama nama Varunaha. Excellent. And kim is our question word, which is asking what? Alright. Mama nama Ramaha. Mama nama kim? Mama nama Krishnaha. Mama nama kim? Mama nama Shivaha. Mama nama kim? Mama nama Gauri. Mama nama kim? Yes. Bhavatyāḥ nama Gauri. Excellent. You don't need to know what the name means. You don't have to ever have heard the word before in order for you to start recognizing these endings. Okay? Eventually we will complexify it. But for now, all I'm asking you to do is listen for that ending. Okay? Okay. Now, chamasaha. Chamasaha. Okay, now it's a test from last time. Kaha chamasaha. Yes, thank you. Great students over here. Okay. Saha chamasaha. Kaha chamasaha. Alright. And now what if I am to bring it close to you and then ask you, Saha kaha? Right, exactly. So whoever it's near to, that person will say, Eshaha chamasaha. And if it's still far from you, then you'll still say, Saha chamasaha. Okay? Now the difference between Saha and Eshaha, which although I would hope would be clear from the context in terms of how we're talking, but nevertheless, just for clarity, the difference is that and this, except that it's masculine. So it'll be he that and he this, okay? And, or just he and he this. Okay, there's no real close masculine pronoun like that.
It's not here or there.
No, it's not here or there. It's not there is a spoon, here is a spoon, but rather that is a spoon and this is a spoon. And that's why I wanted to clarify, because here, there, and all that stuff will come today. So let's, but of course it would become clear as you learn more, but I don't want anyone to be in the dark as we go along. Okay. Are you guys following so far? Nothing too... Okay. Chashakaha. Okay. I'll ask it in a different way. Sahakaha. Kaha chashakaha. Okay, chashakaha without pointing to it. Otherwise, when you say saha chashakaha, then I'll be like, what exactly is it you're referring to? So, kaha chashakaha. Saha chashakaha. Excellent. Okay. Alright. Here's a new one. Karadipaha. Karadipaha. This thing by itself is called deepaha. Kara. Okay, there's two words we have learned now for this thing. One is hastaha, which we learned last time, and karaha, which is what we learned this time. Karaha comes from the root kr, which means to do. One who does is called a karaha. The one with which you perform all the actions that you perform is called karaha. So this is called a karadipaha. Not just any deepaha. Okay. Dandaha. Dandaha. Kaha dandaha. Excellent. Now, dandadipaha. Dandadipaha. Okay, remember the word I'm using for this is dandaha. It is a dandaha, but you should know that it translates not to stir, but to stick. Okay, this is a stick. Or a rod. Or something of that nature. That's called a dandaha. And so this is known as a dandadipaha. Not just any deepaha, but a dandadipaha. And a deepaha which is of this shape, which has a little filament inside, that is called a gola deepaha. Gola deepaha. Gola means round. Something which is round in shape. Okay? So gola deepaha. Alright. Oh yeah. Vittakoshaha. Vittakoshaha. And of course, what's inside is vittam. Vittam. Okay. But as for vittakoshaha, kaha vittakoshaha. Okay, now if I ask in yet another way, eshaha kaha. Yes, remember, for me this is eshaha, and for you it's still saha. So I'm asking, what is this? And you're saying, that is a, okay? Because you cannot say this for this thing. So, eshaha kaha. Excellent. Vidyut koshaha. Vidyut meaning lightning. This is where we have captured our lightning into this. In all the ads for these things, you see like a big lightning bolt coming in and it like goes into this thing and they're like, choo, got it. Vidyut koshaha. Okay. Alright. Churika. Ka churika. Excellent. Now you can hear the ending is different now. It's no longer aha, but ah. Okay. Ka churika. Okay. Esha ka. Good. I'm still asking you esha, but now you are saying sa churika. Sharkara. Sharkara. If you can't read it, there we go. Okay. Sharkara. Okay. Ka sharkara. Uttamam. Sthalika. Sthalika. Ka sthalika. Okay, great. Okay, Nikhila. Ka sthalika.
Asia Stanika.
Excellent. Okay, good. Dhanyavadaha. Okay. This is a little long word, so please listen carefully. Tippani pustika. Tippani pustika. The stuff that's written on here, that's called tippani. And this thing is a pustika. So this is a tippani pustika. Yes.
But then, pustakam
Yes.
became
So this
pustakam.
is a small version. Pustika.
Oh.
Okay. This is a pustakam. If it was smaller, if it was like this big, then it would be a pustika. Okay. That's for cuteness purposes. Okay. Kunchika.
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 Ka kunchika.
Sa pustika.
Excellent. Mama kunchika. Okay. Hey, where's all my E ending stuff? Okay. Lekhani.
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 Ka lekhani.
Sa lekhani.
Excellent. Even though it ends in E, it's still feminine, and so our feminine pronouns remain the same. It doesn't have to become now si lekhani or something like that. Sa is our feminine pronoun. Sa lekhani. Excellent. Duravani.
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 Just for your pleasure, dura means distant or far, and vani has the same root as the word phonos, if you have heard from the Greek, phonos, which means sound. So, duravani, also known as a telephone. How do you know? Okay, alright, great. Okay, alright, so we have duravani, mama duravani. Okay. Maybe let me try something else. Mama, Samsung Galaxy Note 9 Duravani. Bhavataḥ ka Duravani.
Mama, iPhone.
Duravani. Excellent. Great. Bhavataḥ ka Duravani.
Mama Samsung Galaxy S8.
Oh, I win. Okay. Yeah. Woo. Okay. Bhavatyāḥ ka Duravani.
Mama OnePlus Duravani.
Excellent. So in that way, you can start building sentences. That's all I'm showing. That you know words which you can start putting together. Yes.
Why isn't it Kim? Like, when we say, like, what is your name?
Ah, that's a great question. That's because the thing we're asking about is feminine.
Okay.
So ka can mean what also when referring to an object. But if I'm referring to a person, sa ka, then I'm saying who is she. For us, the question who and what are not two different things because everything is gendered. But for in English, anything that's not a person or that has a gender is not gendered. And therefore, we just ask what for everything. But in Sanskrit, the whole world is gendered. So we can ask what using all three of those words, and we can ask who also using those three words. Okay. Duravani. All right. Kantakam.
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 Kim kantakam.
Kantakam.
Yes, tat was that word. You guys remember tat? Of course, it is cognate with the English word that. Okay. Okay. Kim kantakam.
Tat
Tat kantakam. Okay. Now I might ask. Etat kim. Great. Okay. There you go. Tat kim.
Eka tatakam.
Yes. Etat kantakam. Excellent. Dhanyavadaha. All right. Pustakam.
Pustakam.
Kim pustakam.
Pustakam.
Okay. Etat kim. Great. Chayam.
Chayam.
Don't mistake this for anything else. It is chayam, the most wonderful. Chayam. Okay. Kim chayam. Etat kim. All right. Okay, great. Those are some objects. Why am I spending so much time on these kinds of objects? Is because they are things that you see in your daily life. It's stuff that you see all the time. And so if you have these words in your head, then you can naturally start practicing even within your daily routine, whatever it is. In the morning, you make a chashakaha of chayam with some sharkara, and you mix it with a dandaha. So like that, you guys have a lot of words, so you can start naming things in Sanskrit. As you start naming things in Sanskrit in your daily life, those words will start to become more natural for you. So I encourage you to start naming everything that you see as much as you can in Sanskrit. And as it becomes more natural, your ability to hear the endings of words also becomes more natural. Your ability to flow, like the language flow, will also become more natural. Okay? So that's what you gotta do. Upanetram.
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 Netram. Upanetram. Netram. Upanetram. Okay. Upa means, it's a prefix which means near. So this is the upanetram. Okay? It can mean like a helper also. So for example, a teacher is called a shikshakaha, and a TA will be called an upashikshakaha. Okay, like that. Alright. Okay, great. Now some peeps that you're probably familiar with, I hope. If not, then you'll learn their names also. Buddha.
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 Okay, now from now on, this class we will no longer pronounce it Buddha. Okay? It will be Buddha.
Buddha.
Okay. Eshaha kaha
Saha
Buddha.
Buddha. Yes. Okay. Eshaha kaha.
Saha Buddha.
Excellent. I don't know if it's familiar to you. Maybe it is. Eshaha Ganeshaha. Okay. Eshaha kaha.
Saha
Ganeshaha. Very famous deity. Maybe this one's familiar to you also. I think he's up there on the wall too with the gopis. Okay. Eshaha Krishnaha. Eshaha kaha.
Saha
Krishnaha. Okay, great. This guy has one name, which is Hanuman, but that's not the name that we're going to use right now in this class. He has another name, which is Anjaneyaha. Anjaneyaha, because his mom was Anjana. So he becomes a derivative word of that mom. Language works just like real life, okay? A person is a derivative genetic compilation from their parents. So too are words derivative sound combinations from their parent words, okay? So Anjana's child will be known as Anjaneyaha.
Anjaneyaha.
Okay. Eshaha kaha.
Saha Anjaneyaha.
Excellent. Okay, now we get some ladies. I know it's a little bit distant and the print is not all the best, but okay, Esha Lakshmi.
Esha Lakshmi.
Okay, Ka Lakshmi.
Saha Lakshmi.
Excellent. Ooh. Okay, this picture is really, there's a lot going on in this one. But this lady who's at the top here, looking really fierce and killing this demon, her name, Esha Durga. Durga.
Durga.
I'll pass it around. You can take closer looks at it. This one is quite familiar also. It's a lady, although it's all yellow, but she's wearing a white sari, and she's playing an instrument called the veena. Esha Saraswati. Saraswati.
Saraswati.
Esha ka.
Sarvatra.
Okay, excellent. Okay, can you take one and pass it on this way? It won't cover everybody, but as many as we can do. And then we'll pass it forward again one more time. Because now I have to ask you, and it has to be near you. I can't be the one saying Eshaha every time. Okay, ready? Awilda. Saha kaha. Excellent. Saha buddhaha. Saha kaha. Actually, I can't see what is on it. Oh yeah, okay. Saha kaha. Excellent. I like how that one rhymes. Very nice. Okay. Saha kaha.
Saha Krishna.
But you want to say?
Oh, Eshaha Krishna.
Yes, excellent. Okay. Saha Krishna. Saha kaha.
Esha Anjaneya.
Eshaha. You will say Eshaha Anjaneya. Excellent. Perfect. Okay. Gyan, do you want to say it one time?
Esha Anjaneya.
Eshaha. You got it? I couldn't hear it. Sorry, but excellent. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. Okay. Saka.
Esha Saraswati.
Yes. Okay, great. Esha Saraswati. Saka.
Esha Lakshmi.
That's good. Yeah. Esha Lakshmi. That's all you got to say. Okay. Saka. Okay, excellent. Now, if you could please pass those over to the remaining folks. It might seem a bit tedious at the moment, but the practice of saying these words yourself with things in your hands is a way of building memory. Okay. Saha kaha.
Eshaha Anjaneya.
Uttamam. I have to also see them, please. Saka.
Esha Saraswati.
Okay, but now the A is a long A, so
Esha Saraswati.
you're gonna open your mouth like this. Esha.
Esha Saraswati.
Yes, you have to hold that A for 2 beats for it to be A, okay? And A is 1 beat, A is 2 beats. Okay,
Esha Saraswati.
excellent. And yes, perfect. Saka.
Esha Lakshmi.
Uttamam. Saha kaha.
Esha Ganesha.
Excellent. Saha kaha.
Eshaha Krishna.
Wonderful. Saka. Although she's
Esha Durga.
okay, cool. Saha kaha.
Eshaha Buddhaha.
Uttamam. Dhanyavadaha. Okay, and I think we did one Eshaha thing with both of you already, so that's perfect. Please pass them back. Thank you. Wonderful. Until next year. They're always waiting, you know, they're like, when are we gonna be the props? Okay. Now let me give you some words that should hopefully be helpful. You can write these down also for your reference later. Oh. Try these. No.
Law of whiteboard markers.
Yeah. There we go. I don't know why this is the one I thought of first, but it's okay. Maybe I'll say them as I go along. Teacher is called a shikshakaha and shikshika. You can figure out what the difference is between those two. Student is a chatraha
Chatra.
and chatra.
Chatra.
A dancer is nartakaha
Nartaka.
and nartaki.
Nartaki.
Maybe I can shift this so that it can see the board there. All right. Okay. Let's see what else we got here. A singer is called gayakaha or a gayika. Gayakaha, gayika.
Gayika.
Okay. If it's too faint, then I will bring my own markers real quick.
I have
Or, oh, you do have? Oh, thank you so much. I do carry around markers of my own, although my backpack is in my office at the moment. Anyway, in the meantime, I'll keep giving you stuff. Oh, perfect. Okay. Thank you very much. Ooh, these are nice. Fancy. All right. Oh, this is very nice.
Wow.
Glorious. Okay. A driver is called a chalakaha
Chalaka.
or a chalika. I guess you can figure out the pattern also. Boy is called a balakaha, and I'll just write it here. Girl is balika.
Balika.
Okay, you can probably figure out what's going on there. Man is called purushaha, and woman is called mahila. Let's see, what other stuff we got here that we can talk about? A doctor, it's an important one. Vaidyaha and Vaidya. Let's see. A person is Janaha and Jana. Husband is called a pati or patihi, like this. It's a different kind of word, but it's important to know also, I guess, sometimes. Wife is called patni. Father is called, now, pita. Don't worry about why it's ending. There are some reasons for that, but it's a special word. Okay, let's go with that. Special. Then saha pita, and then mother is mata. The root words for these are pitra, like that, and matra, which becomes pita and mata when we speak them. But of course, you can see the relationship to words that we already know. And then last one, I guess we'll do son is putra, and daughter is putri. Okay, that's enough for now, just so that you have something to say for the next little exercise. Okay. Oh, the back thing came. Okay. Okay. Thank you very much, Anjal Mahodaya. Okay, so people tuning in on YouTube, you can pause it there and write those down if you want to. Hopefully that was enough time to write it down. Okay, now check it out. Mama nama Varunaha aham shikshakaha. Aham shikshakaha. Mama nama Varunaha aham shikshakaha. Then I might ask you. Aham shikshakaha. Bhavān kaha.
Aham shikshaka.
Excellent. Aham shikshakaha. Okay. Aham shikshakaha. Or let me do a different one. Aham purushaha. Bhavān kaha.
Aham purusha.
Okay, but you don't have to just repeat what I say. Don't repeat what I say. Say something other than what I say.
Aham chatra.
Aham chatraha. Okay, excellent. Great. Bhavān chatraha. Uttamam. Aham gayakaha. Bhavān kaha.
Aham chatraha.
Uttamam. Aham chatraha. Okay, great. Bhavān chatraha. Bhavān kaha.
Aham janaha.
Uttamam. Great. Woo. All right. Tathagata. Bhavān kaha.
Aham chalakaha.
Chalakaha. It'll be a long yes. Chalakaha. Okay. Uttamam. Great. Bhavan Uber chalakaha athava lift chalakaha. Aham chalakaha. Okay, cool. I just like driving, man. Alright, great. I also love driving. Aham api chalakaha. Okay. Bhavan kaha.
Aham chatra.
Chatraha. Uttamam. Yes, the CH when I write that there, it means cha. It's a hard sound. And just the C there is a soft cha sound. Like that. Okay. Cha versus cha. Alright. Okay. Bhavan kaha. Aham? Janaha. Okay. And that will be short us. Okay. Janaha. Like that. Janaha. Okay. Uttamam. Now. Mama nama Parvati aham shikshika. Aham shikshika. Aham shikshika. Bhavati ka.
Aham chatra.
Aham chatra. Uttamam. Bhavati chatra. Aham chalika. Bhavati ka.
Aham nartaki.
Nartaki. Excellent. Nartaki. Bhavati nartaki. Uttamam. Bhavati, what kind of nartaki? Bharatanatyam nartaki, athava jazz nartaki, athava kathak nartaki. Oh, nice one. Okay, great. Okay. Bhavati ka.
Aham mata.
Bhavati mata. Uttamam. Okay. Bhavati ka.
Aham putri.
Bhavati putri. Uttamam. Bhavan kaha.
Aham putraha.
Bhavan putraha. Bhavan kaha.
Aham pita.
Bhavan pitaha. Excellent. Bhavan kaha.
Aham chatraha.
Bhavan chatraha. Uttamam. Bhavan kaha. Bhavan putraha. Okay, excellent. Bhavati ka.
Aham patni.
Bhavati patni. Excellent. Bhavati ka. Delphi.
Aham nartaki.
Okay, great. Bhavati nartaki. Bhavati ka. Aham. Which one? Chatra. Excellent. Bhavati chatra. Excellent. Okay, great. So we learned a couple new words here. Bhavan, bhavati. Bhavan kaha. Aham varunaha. Bhavati ka. Aham parvati. Okay. All right. So another way of introducing yourself also is not just mama nama varunaha. You can just say aham varunaha. And you don't have to introduce yourself as Mahodayaha of anything. Not Aham Varunah Mahodayaha. Like, whoa. Okay. All right. Great. Now something new. Chashakaha atra. Atra. And in case it doesn't make sense yet, it'll make sense in a minute. Vittakoshaha atra. Chamasaha atra. Sthalika atra. Durvani atra. Lekhani atra. Kantakam atra. Pustakam atra. Okay? This word is atra, like this. Atra. Now let's say mama office tatra. Now it should make sense. Atra, tatra.
Is it tatraha?
Just atra and tatra. There's no aha or anything at the end here. These are indeclinable words. None of them are. They are not masculine, feminine, or neuter. Yeah, good that those exist, right? Okay. Yes, atra, and it's universal. So it'll be atra pustakam. It'll also be atra chashakaha. It all goes the same here. Okay. Vrikshaha. A vrikshaha is a tree. Okay. Vrikshaha. Vrikshaha. Tatra. Chhatravasaha. Chhatravasaha is a dorm. Chhatravasaha. Tatra. Chhatravasaha. Chhatraha, of course, you know that it comes from the word student. And avasaha means a place where people residence. So student residence, also known as a dormitory, is Chhatravasaha. Good things to know. Atra, you can repeat after me. Atra, tatra. Atra, tatra. Okay, now I ask the question. Chashakaha kutra. Chashakaha atra. Okay. Alright, remember, I will always give you the answer before I ask you the question. It immediately precedes the question. Whenever I ask a question word, all you have to do is you keep the sentence exactly the same, but you just replace the question word with the answer word. So, listen carefully. Chashakaha kutra. Chashakaha atra. Excellent. Okay. Nikhilaha kutra. Nikhilaha atra. Okay, great. Mama office kutra. Bhavataḥ. You want to use the word bhavataḥ. Yes. Remember, mama nama kim, bhavataḥ nama varunaha. So, mama office kutra. Tatra. Okay. Bhavataḥ office. Tatra. Now, the word for office is karyalayaha. Karyalayaha. It's the same alaya that's at the end of the word Himalaya. Just for reference. Okay. Karya means work, and alaya means abode. So the abode of work is called a karyalayaha. Every word has some way of breaking down in this way. Karyalayaha. So, mama karyalayah tatra. Mama karyalayah kutra? Tatra. Okay, great. So, atra, tatra. How about margaha? Margaha means the road or the street or the path. Margaha. Margaha. So, margaha kutra? Tatra. Everyone points in different. Margaha tatra. Well, we are surrounded by margas. It makes sense. Okay, margaha, but it's not atra. So, margaha tatra. Okay, great. Okay.
Can you say like aham chatra atra?
Yes, of course. Atra aham chatra. If I was you, then I would say atra aham chatra.
Oh, so it's like the,
Or you can say aham chatra atra. Or aham atra chatra. The word order doesn't matter. The reason the word order doesn't matter is because the placeholder in the sentence that a word has is contained in the word, not in the syntax. So it doesn't matter how you arrange the words, no matter where you put varunaha, you know that how it relates to the rest of the sentence. That we will see eventually. But for now, okay, now I want to tell you something new before we move on with this atra tatra stuff. Eshaha chashakaha. Eshaha duravani va. And your answer will be na saha chashakaha. Okay? Eshaha duravani va. Na. Excellent. Eshaha chashakaha va. Chamasaha. Excellent. Eshaha dandaha va. Karadipaha. Now you have to start knowing the genders of the words too, because your response may be different from my question. For example, Esha sthalika va. Excellent. Na sahatandaha. Okay. So the word is na. And the action is like this. Na. Yes.
What is the va you're adding at the end?
Excellent. The question word va requests a yes or no response. It is to make a question as a yes or no question. Va, is it this the case or is it not the case? That's all it's asking. So then, Esha lekhani va. Wait, and then the answer will be am. Am is the word for it. This. And the action for it is like this. Okay. So we have na. Na. Okay. Etat pustakam va. Tat pustakam. Okay. Esha sharkara va. Tat chayam. Yes. So you have to know the gender of the object yourself. Okay, great. Esha Lakshmi va. Sa Saraswati. Okay, Esha Saraswati. Okay, I'll ask an easier one to see. Eshaha Ganeshaha va. Buddhaha. Excellent. Okay, so now that we got am and na, we'll finish this atra tatra business. Chashakaha kutra. Atra. Excellent. Van Pelt Library kutra. Tatra. I believe it's that direction. Okay, great. Tatra. Atra. Tatra. Now, Barack Obama Mahodaya atra va
Na.
Barack Obama Mahodayah atra na. Barack Obama Mahodayah tatra va no. if he was tatra, we would all also be tatra. Barack Obama Mahodayah tatra na. Okay, so atra na, tatra na. Barack Obama Mahodayah anyatra. Anyatra is the action for anyatra. Okay.
Anyatra is like somewhere else.
Anyatra. Elsewhere. Yes. Atra is this where, tatra is that where, and anyatra is elsewhere. Okay, so atra, you can repeat after me with the action also, please. Atra, tatra, kutra. Yes, you have to kutra. You gotta ask it like a question. Okay, anyatra. Okay, excellent. Mama mata anyatra. Mama pita anyatra. Okay? Alright. Bhavataḥ pita kutra.
Mama pita anyatra.
Excellent. Bhavatyāḥ mata kutra. Mata anyatra. Exactly. Bhavatyāḥ karyalayah kutra.
Mama
Karyalaya.
Karyalaya Anyatra.
Anyatra. Excellent. Okay, anyatra. Now, vayuhu. Vayuhu is the stuff all around us. Okay. Vayuhu atra va. Vayuhu atra. Vayuhu tatra va. Vayuhu tatra. Vayuhu anyatra va. Vayuhu anyatra. Vayuhu sarvatra. 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 Some people will say Buddha sarvatra. Okay, like that. Alright, so we got atra. Repeat after me. Atra, tatra, kutra, anyatra, sarvatra. Excellent. Now we play a little game and then we'll let you go. Please stand up. This is my favorite game. It's something like Simon says, oh, can you lift this up a little bit? Thank you. Okay, perfect. Okay, you repeat after me. Okay, that's the game here. Atra, tatra, kutra, anyatra, sarvatra, atra, tatra, kutra, anyatra, sarvatra, atra, tatra, atra, kutra, anyatra, atra. Okay, now what you have to do is what I say. I will say atra,
Okay.
and I'm going to try to distract you. You guys have played Simon Says? This is that. Okay, but better. Okay, atra, tatra, kutra, anyatra, sarvatra, anyatra. So you have to do this. Anyatra. What I say. Do what I say, not what I do. Most amazing philosophy ever. Okay, atra, tatra, kutra, kutra. Yes, excellent. You'll be like saying kutra, okay? This is my question word action, okay? If you go to different places in India, then they have different ways of asking questions. In South India, it'll be like this, kutra, like that. Bhavatāḥ nāma kim, like that they'll ask. Or kim. And if you go in places in North India, then they'll ask like this. Be like kim, bhavatāḥ nāma kim. Okay, but I'm kind of doing some sort of medley and it's like this. Okay, alright. So, atra, tatra, kutra, anyatra, sarvatra, atra, tatra, sarvatra. Great. Okay, atra, tatra, kutra, anyatra, sarvatra, atra, tatra. Okay, great. Okay, last round, right? Atra, tatra, kutra, anyatra, sarvatra, atra, tatra, anyatra, sarvatra, kutra, sarvatra. Okay, excellent. I think you guys got it. We're all champions here. So that's it for today. Now, what I want you to do is please utilize as many words as you have learned, name everything you can possibly name, and then start using these things like, oh, mama kunchika kutra, oh, mama kunchika atra, oh, bhavatāḥ chayam va, and you'll be like, oh, mama chayam na. I don't know, okay, like that. You start just making sentences even if they're a little bit less complex than you normally speak, and that way you can practice. And we will meet now next week, and then next week is our last class before spring break, so we'll have one more class next week before we go, and I'll teach you some verbs. Okay, so thank you for coming. See you guys next week. Dhanyavadaha.
Dhanyavadaha.
This is fun.